a day now since you've been gone. Talking to you on the telephone for what seems like a whole lifelong. I got something to give you that the mailman can't deliver. I can't mail it in, I can't phone it in, I can't send it in, even by your closest kin. I'm bringing it to you personally, 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 yeah.
Hey everybody, this is DJ Cool Kelly D. The song I just played for you is Personally by Miss Karla Bonoff. And today I'm going to do a book review for you. Tell you what kind of books that I like that I recently read. I do love a read. I'm an avid promoter of literature and the arts and the media. Whatever, is in the arts is music, art, literature, thespian acting, But right now, this first book here I want to promote, it's called A Step of Faith. It's the history of the Durham Rescue Mission. And it's written by Andrea Higgins. And it says on the front of it, with men this is possible, but with God all things are possible. Matthew 19:20. Matthew chapter 19, verse 26, King James Version. Has a picture of the Durham Rescue Mission, and up there on the top, and on the bottom it has the Reverend Ernie and Gail Mills who founded it. It's a book actually about how they started the Durham Rescue Mission. And I go to a lot of the thrift stores. They have the one thrift store on Highway 70 going toward Raleigh on the right hand side, and then they have one on Durham on 15501 that I go all the time. And then they have another one. The third one is over there off of Cornwallis Road and 55 Highway, beside the U-Haul place. And it's a real good book. It tells about the step of faith they made to start it, and what the Durham Rescue Mission means to a lot of people here in Durham and elsewhere that come through here, that's homeless or hurt, wounded, have nowhere to go, families and stuff. And so it's a real nice book. Second on my list is The Steve Jobs Way, the man who transformed the way we connect, consume, and communicate. It's Our Leadership for a New Generation by Jay Elliott, the former senior vice president of Apple, and with William L. Simon. And actually it's the book of Steve Jobs. He's a revolutionary leader and thinker who had, many people have written about him, and he started, Apple and everything. And it, basically tells an American dream come true for a guy, a nerd, you could say, Silicon Valley. And here's the book here, a book about Steve Jobs, The Steve Jobs Way. It's by Jay Elliott, and so it's a real wonderful book, that one. And it's down to earth too. It's not what you'd expect to be from someone like Steve Jobs or these Apple guys and ones like Silicon Valley to be stuck up and snooty. No, not at all. Then again, you have the third book is called The Broken Chord, and it was an ABC TV movie as well by Michael Doris, who's the author of also another book called A Yellow Raft in Blue Water, and it's a foreword by Louise Erdrich, and it's the best-selling National Book Critics Circle Award winner, and here it is. It's a story about personal life, through relationship, finances. Guys searches for answers in life, It's part memoir, part mystery, part love story, parliament, and social and public health story. So it's called The Broken Chord. Another great novel. Third on my list is It's a #1 national bestseller. The Devil in the White City. It's Murder, Magic, and Madness at the Fair That Changed America. It's by Erik Larson, author of Isaac's Storm. And as absorbing a piece of popular history as one will ever hope to find, with the San Francisco Chronicle. This is a good book. I read it. It's the history of it is the winner of the Edgar Award for Best Fact Crime. And it's a real wonderful book. It's bringing Chicago circa 1893 to vivid life. Erik Larson's spellbinding bestseller intertwines the true tale of two men, the brilliant architect behind the legendary 1893 World's Fair, striving to secure America's place in the world, and a cunning serial killer who used the fair to lure his victims to their death. Combining meticulous research with nail-biting storytelling, Erik Larson has crafted a narrative with all the wonder of newly discovered history and the thrills of science fiction. Best science fiction. No, excuse me. The best fiction. I don't know, my eyes are playing tricks on me. But this is book number 4, Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. And last but not least is this book here. It's called Bastard Out of Carolina. It's a novel. See? It's by Dorothy Allison. It's a National Book Award finalist, 1992. Simply stunning, a wonderful work of fiction by a major new talent. New York Times Book Review back then, in 92. And it's a good novel. I read it. Compulsively readable, Allison can make an ordinary moment transcendent with her sensual mix of kitchen sink realism and down-home drawl, that country drawl. And that's by the San Francisco Chronicle wrote that. Alright, Greenville County, South Carolina is a wild, lush place of black walnut trees and weeping willows, of sweet tea served on shaded porches, and also home to the Boatwright family. Rough-hewn men who drink hard and shoot up each other's trucks, and indomitable women who marry young and age all too quickly. At the heart of this astonishing novel is Ruth Ann Boatwright, known simply as Bone, a South Carolina bastard with an annotated birth certificate to tell the tale. Observing everything with the mercilessly keen eye of a child, Bone finds herself caught in a family triangle that would test the loyalty of her mother, Annie. Her stepfather, Daddy Glenn, calls Bone, quote, cold as death, mean as a snake, and twice as twisty, unquote. Yet Annie needs Glenn, quote, like a strong woman needs meat between her teeth, unquote. At first, gentle with Bone, Daddy Glenn becomes steadily colder and more furious until the final harrowing encounter from which there can be no turning back. Written in a mesmerizing voice that mingles the languid rhythms of country music with raw, unsparing descriptions of emotional and physical violence, this moving novel marks the emergence of an extraordinary, gifted writer. And quote unquote, a hell of a writer, tough and loose, clear and compassionate, Allison has turned the rage she describes so brilliantly into a compressed and exacting language that need never raise its voice to grab our attention, unquote, by the Village Voice. And it's a prune book. It's called, and it's sold for $10. This is one of my favorite here. I've read it. A Bastard Out of Carolina by Dorothy Allison. And as I said, it's the National Book Award finalist, the National Book Award finalist for 1992. There it is. Bastard Out of Carolina, Dorothy Allison. You get a chance to get these books. Dorothy Allison, Bastard Out of Carolina. The Devil in the White City, Erik Larson. The Broken Chord by Michael Doris. The Steve Jobs Way by J. Elliott with William L. Simon. And last but not least, A Step of Faith, The History of the Durham Rescue Mission by Andrea Higgins. The story of Reverend Ernie and Gail Mills. That's the other one. So. get a chance to get these 4 books here. I'm sure if you love to read and you love good literature, no matter who you are, where you're from, it's good literature. So, anywho, that's it for me. I'm Kelly D. I'm DJ Cool Kelly D. And I am outie. So, see y'all on the flip side, okay? And please, 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 love each other. You know, love your faith in God. Love your children. And of course, enjoy the weather while it's nice. Go fishing if you can. You know, I always love to fish. So. My comic book, okay? Well, I hate there's so many skips in this song, but anyway, that's YouTube for you. So, you can't blame me really for it, so, I mean, hey.